Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Now, I'm in the back seat of my Audi Q5. My daughter's at dance class right now, and I thought I got an hour to kill. So I wanted to talk about a new car that came out last week from McLaren. This is called their GT. Not a very original name, but just to show you, I'm in the back seat of the Audi. You can clearly see right here. So, got some time to kill, so I thought I'd come on this video and just talk about it. So, before we get started and talk about this new McLaren, take a look at my desktop. It's not a car this time. Now, this is the scene in Thor Ragnarok when he just has his eye taken out and he just descends upon the Rainbow Bridge here and just takes out all these people. You can see that here. So this is the new 2020 McLaren GT. Obviously, it's a Grand Touring car. We know that McLaren makes some ridiculously fast supercars, hypercars, but this is their, I guess, second or third attempt at a GT car, which is more meant for comfort and long trips as opposed to like an all-out track machine. Now, this car still has ridiculous numbers, which we're going to talk about first, and then we'll sort of talk about the design of it. Now, so this car has a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V8. It is a modification of their monocell chassis, which is the monocell chassis 2, which is same as the other cars like the 720, but it has a little bit more space in the back because it is a GT car. They say you can fit 2 golf clubs in here, right there. Now it's not huge, and obviously the engine is underneath all this right here. You've got your oil and your coolant, but they say, you know, this is a GT car, so they say you could take it to go golfing. So, like I said before, this has a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V8 with 612 horsepower. It'll still go 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds and achieve a top speed of 203 miles an hour. It's just, performance cars nowadays are just ridiculous. I mean, if you don't go 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds, I mean, it's like you're falling behind a little bit. Just to talk about the design of this car, it looks like a toned down version of like a softer version of the 720, but it has some McLaren styling cues. This right here, this side scoop where the air intake, where the air goes in, looks like a Senna. You can really see it on the side profile. But I like what they've done with the headlights in the front. Okay, the front doesn't really have that smile anymore, sort of like a P1 had, and has the nice LEDs right here. By the way, I hate this color that they released it in. I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of like a rose gold. I mean, I don't like it whatsoever. I think it's terrible. So they need to change the name from GT, and they need to get a different color. I don't know what this car would look like in a different color. So there's the back. You fit your golf clubs. We'll see a couple pictures. Now, yeah, from this angle, this really looks like a Senna. I'll put a picture of a Senna right over here, but looks pretty good. I like what McLaren does. Just want to see the taillights. I like what McLaren does with the taillights, and it's just very simple. You've got the same, you know, LED strip that the 720, not the 720, as the Senna has. I'm sure they might do a hardcore version of this car and put the exhaust pipes up here, sort of like a 600 LT. But this is a first attempt for the GT car. I like what they've done down here. And these are sort of like a modification of the 720 and the Senna taillights. So moving into the inside, this is the interior. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a Ferrari guy. I like Ferraris. This car, the numbers are ridiculous. The performance is ridiculous. It looks very good, but just something seems missing as far as like a heart and a soul of this car. It just feels very, I don't know how to describe it, very technical, which is definitely what McLaren achieves to do. Obviously, I've never driven a McLaren, nor probably will I ever, but it's just missing a certain something that the Italians and the Germans have, like a soul, I guess I could say. Something that you can sort of see in the Speedtail, which that is a whole other bracket of car. But the Speedtail just exudes like a class and an elegance, and this car is along that same vein. I just feel like it's missing a little bit something. I know this is a first attempt at a GT car in a long time, but it's just, I like it. I like the direction that McLaren is going. Their supercars are ridiculous and world class. I don't know. I feel like it's missing a little something. Now, this car I think could compete against a Bentley Continental GT, which is pretty much a class standard for a GT car. This could compete against a Aston Martin DB11, which is another sort of, you know, staple of the luxury game. Now, Top Gear has some very beautiful pictures of this car. We're going to check out a couple of them. So this is the normal side profile, which it looks very like squatted down and low. It looks very nice. It doesn't have the sort of, I'm pointing at the screen, it doesn't have the sort of side blade like intake like a 720 has, but 720 is more of an attack car than a GT car like this. So I like how the sort of the taillights, the mesh here of the engine is sort of indented. I think that's kind of cool. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. It's just sort of missing a certain little something that I can't quite put my finger on. Mr JWW had a very nice review of this car.
Rare.
I'm going to mute him so I don't get a copyright strike, but just look at some of the angles of this car. Again, Mr JWW, I'm not stealing any of his content, well, not really, but looks very good in person, other than this color. I think the color is awful. Man, I wish I had access like he has. Yeah, look at the little indent of the taillights right there. That is pretty cool. Alright, so this has been a first look at the brand new 2020 McLaren GT. Now, I want you to leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Would you rather have an Aston Martin? Would you rather have a Ferrari A12 Superfast? That's sort of like another level of performance. But would you rather have a Porsche 911 Targa, you know, sort of like a GT car? Would you rather have a Bentley Continental GT? And let me know what you think about this car. Now, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GemmyD on Cars, where you can get a preview of all my videos that are coming out and just sort of my thoughts on different things, plus lots of Game of Thrones memes, naturally. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got a lot of cool car stuff coming, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.